Hi guys, it's Mason with ATV Fix It, and after digging into the rear differential a little further, I found that that seal is not in that bad of a shape and I can't feel any problems with it, so I'm probably just going to put it back together and tighten it up, which I did find the nut holding this knuckle on was loose, which that could have been the main problem and the cause of the leak. So instead of showing you how to replace that seal, I'm going to show you how to replace this knuckle. So let's get into that. Alright, so the first thing you are going to want to do is make sure everything is clean, I guess, first. And it's a little dirty, so what I'm going to do is take a paper towel and just wipe it down a little bit. Get all the bigger chunks of dirt, because you don't want them going into your differential. So I'm just gonna wipe it off, clean it up, wipe off this outside, all this. This side really don't matter too much because it's outside the rear differential. As long as nothing gets into the rear diff, you should be fine. But I'm gonna clean it up a little bit anyway. This might take a minute. That's fine. Get it nice and clean. Grab a pick if you need to. Scrape some of that dirt out of there. And wipe it up again. Razor blade, try and scrape it out, wipe it on my pants a little bit. But you don't want to mar up that surface in there at all, because that is a sealing surface. So just make sure it's nice and clean. And that's not terrible. It's not the worst, it's not terrible. It's not great, so. But this piece, this little washer, goes inside right there. And then you can take this assembly, slide it in there. I don't know if you can see very well. That's not terrible. Slide it over your nut and onto the splines. Make sure it's seated all the way in there. So push it in there good. Make sure that nut's in there, or the washer's in there, sorry. Then you can take this nut and thread it on, and I do not know what size this is, so I'm going to take it off quick, find what size it is, and then I'll continue that step. But this looks like it's a 7/8, so I'm going to tighten that on by hand as far as I can. That way I make sure not to cross thread it or anything. And once I can't by hand anymore, I probably could some more, but I'm gonna grab a socket, put that over it, and start using that. My ratchet, which this is a very tight working space, so might be a bit of a pain. I'll do this first. And it would help if I grabbed the right size ratchet. Grab my 5/8. My 3/8 drive ratchet instead of my 1/2 inch. And you can start tightening it. You will need to hold this knuckle as you tighten it, just to prevent it from spinning, so you can actually tighten it up. But I will be right back with you guys once I get this tightened up. Alright guys, I got that tightened down now, so it has no wiggle anymore, or very little wiggle. And that should be it. Should be able to replace this drive shaft and U-joint now. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of ATV Fix It, where I replace or reinstall the new CV axle. Thank you.